Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on here now since I loved last.
I don't see any cum biscuits on the show notes, so that's a relief.
No, yeah, you got. Sorry, we started recording after the cum biscuit bit. It really wasn't.
We're recording.
Very
I
good.
thought, okay, sorry, I was trying to leave that off the record. I didn't want anybody to know about our
Phil
secret.
kept bringing it up. I was
I
like,
know.
hey man, chill out.
Actually, I gotta credit Ashley for that. I don't think I've ever heard anyone actually call it a cum biscuit until tonight.
Well, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, wouldn't the winner eat the cum biscuit and not the loser?
I think it depends on the crowd,
Right.
like very much. Like what group of guys is doing it.
Right.
It's a winner or a loser.
Well,
thing.
so wait, in this situation, are we saying the winner is the first one to come, and then he has to, and then everyone else is still jacking off, and he just eats it, his own cum biscuit, and they're all just like,
yeah, like wouldn't the guy who's taking longer to come be the winner?
No, I think.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But he's not.
Yeah, but he's not because it's
because you got to eat a bunch of other people's cum. That's really that's definitely the losing
situation. It's just you and the boys. We're supposed to be like supporting each other's inability to last during sex.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, I like biscuits and gravy, but it's a bit much.
Yeah. What kind of? I know they say biscuit, which makes me think: is this like an English thing, or is it just like? Are we talking about a real? Oh, okay. So this definitely sounds English to me. Then which is a relief. I didn't know anybody growing up that ever did this. But isn't that what Limp Bizkit the band? I mean, it seems like
that's what I think so. I always heard there's different versions of it though. Like there's the Ookie Cookie, I think is another one. Have you heard of that one?
No, this is new.
It's exactly the same thing, but it's with the cookie instead of the, biscuit. So I guess that's the Ookie Cookie is the American version of this.
Savory and sweet.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Americans love their sweetness. So.
So I just gotta admit, this is very much like an urban legend to me. Like I have never even known anyone that has said they've participated in this.
I think it's just, I think it's just one of those things that's like on Urban Dictionary, and like no one has ever done it. Like there's no way.
Somebody has definitely done this. I need it to be true. Somebody somewhere has done this.
Okay, because they read it on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, they did it because it was an urban legend. I don't think it was like they didn't originate the urban legend. The urban legend existed, and then they were like, "Hey, let's do the urban legend, and then let's all jerk off on this Chips Ahoy, and then the first one to come gets to eat it."
The first one?
Yeah, I'm just hypothetically that's the guy that's
That's the
one that's suggesting it probably wants to win. I
was gonna say that,
and then I get to eat it. I mean, whoever comes last gets to eat it.
Like a Louis C.K. level weird shit here. He's like, watch me come on this cookie, and I'm gonna eat it. Like this doesn't even require another person at this point. Bro, why did you rope me into this? Like, what is the game here?
Oh, man, it's a game, bro. It's a game. Shut up, man. It's a game. Okay?
This is not fair.
Chill.
I wanted to at least have a running chance here, but
all right, I'm gonna eat it now. I said watch me. Stop averting your gaze now.
Look into my eyes.
And then you give like a review, like a Guy Fieri style, like
of your own cum.
Oh wow, man!
This
is great. I want to do that's a good YouTube channel. Is you have guys review their own cum.
What is the triple C version of diners, drive-ins, and dives? Cum biscuits, cum cookies, and yeah.
Just a straight shot of cum.
Just cum shots.
Cum soup.
Cum drop soup.
Cum drop soup.
Yeah.
Wow.
In there.
I'm just gonna
apologize. Go around your buds with a boiling pot of water, salt water. All right, everyone's got to contribute. It's like stone soup, but it's cum. Everybody's got to contribute.
I wonder if it solidifies like an egg yolk too. One of you should try that.
No.
We'll report back.
No, okay. Ash.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you, Matt.
Well, okay, so I just was trying to apologize to the listeners because it was very funny the way this episode started. We were trying to avoid that, but as the Succ does, we ended up going head first into that entire discussion.
Right into the Ookie Cookie. We went right into it.
Yeah, much yuckier than we even off the air. That was much yuckier than we.
I did it for the Ookie cookie. Sorry.
All right, well, welcome everyone to the 37th episode of the Succ. We got a very. This is the first. This lineup we have Matt, Ashley, and myself. I'm Phil. Mm-hmm. If nobody doesn't know by now, how would y'all not know? That would be crazy if this is the first episode you've ever listened to.
Icon.
I'm going to go through one day and tally up to see who has the most episodes, but I think we're probably pretty even at this point, honestly.
Yeah, it is. You know, I think. For the most part, for most of us, that's fairly good.
I mean, if you do a podcast for like 6-7 months, like it starts to, you know, get a ebb and flow to it. Everybody's like, I'm tired this week, bro. Like, I'm not funny this week. I'll see you next week.
I'm never funny. I just come on anyway.
Same.
Yeah.
Shut up, both of you. Y'all always deliver. Y'all always deliver.
Yeah, well, so, I think if you record weekly on a podcast, it's like you're bound to just have like weeks. You know, if everybody's reporting pretty consistently, you're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm on vacation," or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, recording weekly is kind of insane, to be honest. I mean, we're not even getting paid for this. Like, I don't know why we do this. Like, it's crazy.
We do it for y'all.
We get like I get like $20 every 2 months.
Yeah, it's. I mean, definitely that's like way less than minimum wage. Extremely poverty wages. If this was how we made a living, we would be abysmally poor.
We're starving because you guys won't give us enough money on Patreon. I hope you all know that.
Yeah, it's true. That's why. And if you're too poor to donate to the Patreon, I think that you should rate and leave a nice comment about our podcast because those make us happy.
Yeah, make us happy.
Yeah, that's a great way to support us.
Say something weird.
Speaking of which, did somebody put this on the show notes? It says, this nice review, happy face. I mean, I think maybe we should talk about this. Somebody actually, I think they took the point to go and rebut Justin's balls.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
which is a great username, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Justin's balls. I mean, I've always waited for the backlash to this podcast. Anybody that gives us a 1-star review, like I can't really be mad about it. It's just, you know, I just don't understand how you got here and why you would proceed to follow through leaving the 1-star review. Just move along.
So angry about it.
But yeah, this is from Demolitions 2291. I feel okay giving their Apple username because it seems very anonymous. If anybody disagrees, we can cut that out. Does anybody disagree?
Nah, we're good. Fuck
okay. Yeah, but it starts out. I can't read what the headline is. It's cut off, but it definitely immediately rebuts. It says, "This is not coffee shop banter. Sorry, Dustin. This is drug-fueled thesis course being held in the unisex bathroom of a local dive bar. I'm not usually on drugs for the show, but I appreciate that. I mean,
are y'all? If you guys would pay us more, we would be on drugs every time.
Yeah, it's true.
Here we are, poor."
It goes on to say, and I appreciate this one, "Have you ever wondered why a meme is a trend? What is its origin?" And I'll just say that because that's what I was trying to do with the Chill Neil show, is get into the meme culture. I feel like we're quite a bit broader than meme culture on this show. Like,
yeah.
But then this is really the one that does it. The deep cut. It says, "Is Denny's Ranch any good? Can you truly ever be a good person if you have ever played Crusader Kings?"
The answer is no. If you're playing that game, no, you're not winning it and being a good person.
Apparently not, yeah. And then finally finishing it off with, this could be our new, we replace our headline with this, is the Terminally Online Guide. I think it should say, "This Terminally Online Guide you through," I don't know, the syntax is off, but yeah. The Terminally Online, oh, I get it now. Sorry, Demolitions, I butchered your final line. Matt, you can just cut that out.
It all stays in.
It's capitalized. The terminally online. So that's like the tarnished or something that we have been deemed as. The terminally online guide you through the spikes and valleys of the internet and its culture.
Beautiful.
That's really giving us a lot of credit. I like that. Thank you so much, Demolitions 2291.
We're gonna send you a gift basket of cum biscuits
and foot picks.
And foot picks. Okay.
I'm just imagining the foot picks on little sticks, and they're stuffed into like the little styrofoam thing at the bottom of the basket.
That would be so cute. We should do that. Yeah.
I like the phrase cum biscuit gift basket. That's pretty hard to say. If you could try to say that 3 times fast.
Cum biscuit, cum basket.
Yeah, see? It's hard.
You did. You fucked it up.
Cum biscuit gift basket. Cum biscuit gift basket.
Gift biscuit cum basket.
Well, just keep an eye out to your Apple account, Demolitions. We're gonna send one of those to your Apple Podcast account. I think you can do that.
You can definitely do that, probably.
Yeah,
that's how that works
for sure. And I hate to pivot right away, but I really got to hear about this, Matt. Apparently, you made us hip to crypto land not too long ago, a few weeks ago.
Okay, so this is kind of crazy. All right.
It is.
Yeah. So if you can believe it, crypto land. If you guys remember, I don't know. We did a couple months ago now, right?
Yeah.
Where crypto land was kind of getting all famous. It was being memed on constantly. It was a huge, incredibly cheesy animation that was like advertising this island that you could move to that ran on crypto blockchain technology. It was absolute cringe festival. Well, it turns out, if you can believe it, it probably was a fraud.
No.
Really?
No way.
It looks it's starting to look like it's probably a fraud.
Probably.
Yeah. So there's a number of things that happened over the last month or so. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But so one of the key components of a white paper, right, is if you're going to give somebody some money, right, and you're agreeing to give them money in a contract, and then someone takes that money that you agreed in the contract to be used for one thing, like say purchase an island to live on and parse out, just as an example, and then you take that money and you use it for something totally unrelated to that, that's fraud. Typically, that would be considered fraud. So it looks like they're doing that, among other things. So they lied about the use of funds that they generated, but with their 1,000 unique NFTs, which were supposed to generate $50 million.
Oh, wow.
They're currently selling for about $70. So you can do quick math on that, but it's not $50 million. On top of that, even if they generated $50 million, there's basically no way that they could put the infrastructure on a completely infrastructureless island that they promised to put on there. You simply can't even do it for that. Like you would require 6 to 10 times that amount of money to put in. Everything has to be imported. You have to get labor to get in there and put plumbing in. I mean, the works, electricity, all that shit. So that's not happening. Yeah. So also recently, one of my favorite bits about this is that the founder spent an incredibly long. So how they got a bunch of hate for the crypto land animation and stuff. The founder collected a bunch of the hating tweets and made basically like a thesis or like a tremendously long essay detailing how each one of these people is a loser and how he hates them.
Can we read that? I feel like we almost need to read that.
Yeah, it's really, really long, and from what I read of it, it was not like the guy's not clever or funny, so it's just like, here's my grievances, What is the proclivity of people to like once they have any notoriety to like go over their grievances they have with people online and just like bullet list everything they hate about and how these people are wrong.
If I was an investor in crypto land, I would be very upset about this very long list of grievances because I would be like, bro, shouldn't you be like building my fucking island instead? You shouldn't have time to say shit on the internet. You should be learning how to drive, Caterpillar tractors and shit like that. Because I think we're gonna need some plumbing, some electrical. Like, what, what the fuck is this thesis gonna do for my money that I invested in crypto land?
So people were not pleased about that. The potential investors, right? So there was also multiple undisclosed paid endorsements, which are illegal. Those are just straight up illegal. From the co-founder named Kyle Chasse. He lied about his early involvement with CryptoLand, and but his name was actually found in the source code of the actual HTML website. So they put it in there, and it predates his announced involvement by almost a year. So it just doesn't even he clearly was involved with this, pretending he wasn't, and then suddenly was hawking CryptoLand stuff. And they didn't even bother fucking changing any of the stuff in the website to so that people couldn't inspect it and find his fucking name on it.
But I'm trying to understand, every time I build a website, I always leave my name somewhere in the source code for some reason.
Because they were going to announce him as the CEO or some shit, and then they changed it. I don't know. It was something like that, where they changed it but without changing the actual text.
Okay,
I got you. The Wayback Machine here, or is this just
I don't know how to code or anything like that.
It could be hidden content that they could just unlock when the announcement was made. Yeah.
Yeah, but it predates it by a lot, way longer than you'd imagine. Then he would have had to disclose that he was involved with the project, right?
Okay.
So the money that Chasse used, I think it's Chasse. He has an accent mark on the last D, right? Chasse, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Used to purchase. He used the money he used to purchase the first plot of land on CryptoLand. Was sent back to him through a series of seemingly intentionally convoluted crypto wallet transactions are all traceable, because that's the cool thing about crypto. It's one of the only cool things about crypto is that you can actually trace the money the whole time. So it just they sent it around for a while, and then it just ended up back. I think it was $400,000 the amount of actual money it's worth.
So wait, I just got to clarify that the money that this guy got as an investment that was supposed to be used to buy land just came to him and went out through a series of crypto money laundering back to him.
Yeah. So basically, the money that he used to, it looks. I don't know for sure that it's a scam, that he was in cahoots with the other founders of CryptoLand.
I see.
And he was just using his, mild notoriety in the crypto sphere that he was just doing this. But it sure as fuck looks like it.
Well, why would the money go to him at all? I mean, if it was supposed to go to some island,
it was supposed to be used for that purpose. But because he, I guess, wasn't actually. He was just announcing that he was buying it, and then the money just came back to him anyway. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't actually doing anything. At least that's what it looks like.
Yeah, so it's Crypto Fire Festival, essentially, is what he's doing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
that's essentially what it is. Okay, last to polish it off, and I'll be done with it, is there was an incredible tweet that someone sent to the CryptoLand Twitter account, and it was asking about the age of consent on CryptoLand Island, right? And the response from the official CryptoLand Twitter account was, mental maturity should be more than enough! ! Winky face.
Oh God. What the fuck?
Now look, even if that's a bad joke, you're CryptoLand.
It's literally the worst kind of joke to make.
Yeah, you're like already like a bizarre libertarian type. You know, not a great look, I think.
No.
Not a great look for techno libertarians to be talking about age of consent and how mental maturity is enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one I physically cringed at when I saw that.
Wow.
So yeah, pump and dump scheme looks like, and yeah, it's a good shit. I think that I don't know if it's like big news now, but I saw it was kind of like low level news for now, and yeah.
No, I appreciate the update.
Yeah, just because I know everyone was dying to know the state of crypto land.
Well, the video I left a mark, man. So like.
The only real news I get about especially NFTs, but also by extension cryptocurrency, is just all about people just grifting, and honestly, I kind of feel like I wish Justine was here, because we all know Justine loves a good grift. Like, I feel like we haven't gotten Justine's take on cryptocurrency, and maybe there needs to be a garage coin or something like
Kielbasa coin. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't know how I missed that one. But I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy to me. Like, I've seen so many things on Twitter about people that, I guess it's the tech bros that reach out to somebody with any kind of clout or celebrity and, get them to get involved. And they take that hype and they get all these people invested, and then they just move on to the next thing. And then all the people that invested in it, there's no return on these NFTs and shit. This shit is just crazy to me, man. Like, I don't see how, like, who is the Floyd Mayweather fans that are like consistently investing in Floyd Mayweather NFTs? Like, what the fuck
didn't even
are you
know,
talking about?
I didn't even know that was a thing, Phil. Thank you. Yeah. Now I have to know that exists. God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mayweather's all about it. Snoop Dogg too.
Snoop Dogg? Oh.
Huge into NFTs.
I saw recently, I think we talked about this in the chat, that Kevin Sorbo, the former Hercules actor turned super MAGA chud, like, he rolled out his own MAGA NFTs that are the ugliest shit you've ever fucking seen.
The hats and shit.
They're so bad. They just look like, remember Dire Straits did the Money Ain't For Nothing video? It's like, it looks like those characters, but just like with different color skin and beards and hats, like over and over and over. And I don't know why anybody would want to own these as art, period. But then as an investment, I mean, why does anyone feel like Kevin Sorbo is going to be a representative for the next movement of cryptocurrency and online?
Well, did you guys see the the NFT of Jack Dorsey's first tweet?
No.
So it sold for like millions.
And, yes, I did see that.
This was a big deal because it was kind of like
almost like $3 million or something.
Yeah, it sounded like I think it was like 2.8 million or something like that. But anyway, the guy put it up for auction, right? And it only got up to like was like $280 or some shit. It was like so ridiculously low for what the guy paid for it. Of course, the guy like didn't accept the bid, but it was like, holy shit, because that's like the such a sign of the NFT scam, if that's that
I feel bad just because I have friends that are like deeply invested in crypto and NFTs. Like, I don't think my buddy listens to the podcast. Sorry if you do, I won't name him, but like, we have like a Discord where we work on some stuff together, and like, he has a profile picture that was suspiciously NFT looking, and after a while it came out that it was an NFT. We're just kind of like, damn, this sucks. Like this guy is, he's drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, he's all about the NFTs, and I'm not saying there's not any good part of it, but there's just so much bad parts of it right now. It's hard for me to root for anybody that's, genuinely invested in it. I don't know how to reconcile those two schools of thought. I feel like that one side of my brain, actually the majority of my brain, is continually saying pyramid scheme, grifts, just straight up ripoffs. And then there's this little other sliver where I'm like, these homies, believe in the technology and all that, and they mine Bitcoin and all that shit. And I feel like maybe that's slightly different. If you're mining Bitcoin and you have all these machines that like run all the time. I don't know about that. You know, like that seems different to me than like buying some shitty fucking piece of art and being like, yeah, this is gonna make me money one day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, when I the first time I was like looking into NFTs before, like years ago, and I thought it was cool. I just thought it was a cool thing. I was like, this is awesome. Like as a digital artist, like I can sell my art like as in a digital way and be like, hey, hey, this is my art. You're buying it from me. I set the price. If someone resells it, I get paid. And from a digital artist standpoint, just from an artist standpoint,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that means like anybody that's selling, if anybody's trying to drive up the price of my work, traditional artists would never get paid for that. I mean,
right.
obviously,
That's a
like
good point.
you might make more money on your next stuff that you make. But that's not even guaranteed, you know?
Yeah.
Like
It's weird to
Pollux
me
that are
because I think like on an individual basis, it's almost just like at first glance, it's almost like a musician having a band camp or something, right? Where it's like, oh, you can buy my art, you can buy my music, and I get all the money, and it doesn't have the whole blockchain. If somebody resells it, it doesn't come back to you. So that's a terrible metaphor. But I just wanted to make that metaphor because it's weird to me that the idea is that, you know, what if there was the Matt Moyer NFT series where there's like 1,000 versions of, you know, like one woman holding her titty like this with like 1,000 different outfits on, you know, like what?
I would support that. I would buy one for sure. That's awesome.
the thing though.
Well, there you go.
But that's the difference though. Is like there's the way that it went, which I feel stupid for not having realized it would just do this, right? Is that instead of artists being able to sell their art, no one gives a shit about the art. They want a rare collectible as an investment.
Right.
They want a Pokemon card that is worth a lot of money. They want a Beanie Baby they got lucky with.
Is that why there's so many of these like procedural, you know, generated things? It's just because by the sheer number of it, of saying that there's 1,000 of them and this one's rare. And so it just gives more value to crypto because like, oh, well, now you have this one NFT that's rare. You created that value.
So how it works is basically it's fake scarcity, right? It's a, you know, design scarcity. Yeah. And you do a pre-sale and you say, okay, if you pay me X amount of crypto, you'll if you win the pre-sale and you get into the pre-sale, I will automatically generate, you know, 1,000 of these things, and you get one. You automatically get one, right? Or you get two, however much you.
It's like a fucking raffle. It's like
you're opening Pokemon cards, right? Packs.
I see now.
And then you might get one that's like, oh, this is a weird one. This is a unique one. Like this has like, you know, gold fur. Like use the monkeys, everyone, the Bored Apes, right? This one has gold fur and a leather jacket, and he like looks cool. Or this one has bloodshot eyes and he's smoking weed, like, and that's just random chance that both those like lined up, you know.
And some celebrities get them. Yeah, some celebrities get them to look like themselves, and like that's like, and it's only theirs, and it's like a big deal. Yeah,
exactly. So it's just that's the whole thing. It's artificial scarcity in the digital world to just get.
It's a damn shame. It just feels like capitalism
ruins everything.
Just got injected like with steroids directly into this whole digital marketplace. Whatever could have been good about it has been forsaken. Like,
very rapidly too. That's the crazy part, is how rapidly. Like blockchain technology is pretty cool. I know. Don't. I'm gonna edit that out. I can't be.
I'm gonna.
It is cool. It's just
more.
It's just like
Crypto.
Pretty cool. It's neat, you know. I just think it's neat, but but it is like, you know, it's been completely decoupled from any kind of like actual benefit it really probably could provide most people. You know, the buying crypto is basically like a bet that on an increasingly financialized world, which is in itself hideous and awful. But you can probably make some money if you place the right bets, because it's probably going to be increasingly financialized.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's time to pivot, and it's time for another throwback here. I mean, we've been deep into the, techno, cryptocurrency, technological side of things. I think we need to get a little more ethereal And speaking of callbacks, this is a story about Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. I don't know if y'all have heard about this yet, but
I saw
the
the headline,
says Megan Fox believes she quote unquote made Machine Gun Kelly by manifesting him when she was 4 years old.
I hate this weird goth couple, like just gargling each other's blood. Like I just don't care, man. Like I'm
cringy,
glad I'm glad they found each other. It's so easy for fucking idiots to find love, huh?
For a time, I think this will probably end spectacularly. I think.
Oh, it's gonna be great. The breakup's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
Which I think is really the point we got to get at here, which is that these two are doing a fantastic job of making themselves relevant, which would, why would anybody give a shit about Megan Fox or Machine Gun Kelly even, a year ago before they started dating? Somehow they've been able to make their relationship very headline grabbing. What did it start with? It was the weed thing, I think is what we talked about on the show.
I am weed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Classic.
And this is a great headline. I love this idea. Like, I wish that I was in. Well, I should preface this by saying I'm very happy in my relationship. I don't want to make it sound like I need this kind of validation. But
are you saying you didn't manifest your wife, dude?
Well, we were born 3 months apart. So, I mean, I guess when I was 1 month old, I could have manifested my wife to be born 2 months or 3 months later or something like that. I guess
totally possible.
It's I'm just a little goo gaga shitting my pants little guy, and I'm like, I'm gonna manifest
the hottest lady to marry me.
Yes, the perfect partner, the amazing Lee that I could even imagine as a 1 month 1 day old. And this doesn't make any sense, but I just think that this is such a hilarious bullshit to put on people to get, I wish we could come up with bullshit like this to get headlines. Like, what if people were on Monday when our episode came out, they're like, the Succ says they manifested their co-host when they were born. Like,
people care about them. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
I was just gonna say how every time I see Machine Gun Kelly's tattoos, they make me feel sick.
Yeah, he's disgusting. And in the article, Megan Fox is just like, he's like my perfect physical type, and I'm like, that's your perfect physical type. Like, that's what you. I mean, I guess it like works for some people, but I recently learned that she's from Florida, which checks out because he's an ideal specimen for a Floridian, I guess.
I was gonna say, is he not from?
He looks like it, but he's not.
He's from Ohio. He's from Cleveland.
Gross.
Wait a second. Ugh. Wait a second. Hold on. Breaking news here. This right here, this article says the Tennessee-born star. So she is from Tennessee?
Oh.
Okay, so maybe she's like born in Tennessee, but I'm like 99.9% sure that Megan Fox is from Central Florida.
Okay, I was misled by
Matt. I believe you both. But I do think it's funny they took the time to call out Tennessee here. Like, hold on. That's where I'm born. So.
Oh, okay. So you share something in common with Megan Fox.
Well, we already know I manifested my wife when I was 1 month old. So
people from Tennessee have that power.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. That's where it comes from.
I looked it up. At age 10, she moved to St. Petersburg, Florida.
Age 10? Okay, yeah. This is big.
She's a Florida girl then. Yeah.
And then she went to
You can't count out the Tennessee, there's a lot of Tennessee in her if she's lived there till she was 10.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's not nothing.
I just want to read a couple of quotes here because I think this is so strange and hilarious. It says the sentence I started on that threw me off. It says the Tennessee-born star continued, "My thoughts and intentions grew him into the person that he is. Who knows what he would have looked like or been like if it wasn't for me." Calm down. Like, what the hell is wrong with you to say that about somebody else? This is depraved, like, behavior right now.
Okay, so I think I can't stand this kind of mentality. These people disgust me. Like the people that like believe that like the universe is just like manifesting around them for their benefit or like.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked with a girl one time, and we were like working, doing something like doing an event outside, and a huge windstorm like randomly like very quickly swept through the area we were working at, and it lifted up. We had these huge tents with these big metal pipes that held them up. It whipped up and then sent the tent towards a bunch of children, and luckily it missed the children, and we had to like pack everything up. It was like a big deal. We had to like pack everything up and like stop the event, and like it was like, no, thank God no one was hurt. It was totally fine, but it was really really fucking scary. And as we're like getting away, this girl's like, and she was such a piece of shit. She goes, oh my God, I did not want to work today, and my guardian angel knew I did not want
Jesus Christ.
I couldn't like I almost like blew a gasket. I was like, these kids almost got hit by, well, I know, but they didn't get hit. And I was like,
I thought you were going to say that she manifested the tent not hitting the children. That's where my train of thought was going.
No, that's not. It was.
I like how her logic is just like, man, that would have been a really traumatic event for me if these kids had been knocked to the ground with this tent.
Would she have not have just said the same thing? Like, I didn't want to work today. Thank God those children just got like almost slaughtered by this tent, because now I can go home. Like, I hope they're okay.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that was that her? Wait, that was her logic. Whereas just like those kids almost got decapitated, and she was just like, "Oh, it's because I didn't want to work today, so I get to go home early."
Her logic was, yes, I get to go home early because my guardian angel almost hit those kids with the.
What the fuck kind of guardian angel is this?
She just believed that. And I pried a little bit, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, guardian? She's like, no, like maybe it's not like an angel, but like, like the universe like knew I didn't want to work today.
This is the pettiest version of the universe, our guardian angel I could ever imagine.
A fucking skin crawl, that kind of shit. But that's how I feel Megan Fox is. She's like, she like likes this guy, so she has to like make this mythology about like how she managed to like the universe managed to like.
I think also if you're born privileged and attractive enough and you're rich enough, you just think that everything just goes your way because it always does, and you're just used to that, and you just kind of get what you want. And it ruins your brain. But yeah, they're two just empty vases to me, man. Bumping into each other. Not complicated puzzle pieces.
Some cool dudes.
Well, they're doing something right because we're talking about them. So what are you going to do?
Or something very wrong.
Well, I feel like it's unavoidable, much like talking about Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. So we do have to probably talk about Elon Musk has purchased Twitter. We don't have to actually talk about that very much. I actually wanted to talk about the ramifications of this, as Elon likes to tout that he is a free speech, activist, whatever. That's not the right word.
Advocate.
Thank you. So I'm wondering, who's going to get their accounts back after they've been banned all this time? What do y'all think? Trump will be back on Twitter? This is a big deal.
If my guardian angel is looking out for me, he will get a I'll do you all a solid. I'll talk to my guardian angel and try and get Trump his shit back.
I just know I want to see a post if Trump gets his account back.
Can you imagine the post?
Matt says, my guardian angel knew I wanted Trump to get his fucking account back.
So I looked into it, and apparently CNBC asked Donald Trump if he wanted his Twitter back and if he was going to get it back. And this is what he said. I will be on Truth Social within the week. It's on schedule. We have a lot of people signed up. I like Elon Musk. I like him a lot. He's an excellent individual. We did a lot for Twitter when I was in the White House. I was disappointed by the way I was treated by Twitter. I won't be going back to Twitter, he said.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, well, I trust that.
Well, that's the thing, because he's got his own social media, which I think we should all join, that he's created. Have we talked about Truth Social yet?
Just barely, but it wasn't even like working when we tried to bring it up. Like,
yeah,
it was. I thought it was going to be a scam, like everything else.
I mean, everything that he does fails. So, like, as soon as Truth Social fails, he'll probably go back to Twitter.
Yeah, it's like all of us, whenever we get our 30-day ban on Facebook, we're like, fuck this site. I'm not ever going back. And then, of course, the day that you are unbanned, you go back to get all that validation from everyone that missed you.
Get
and
that serotonin
I swear
shot.
to God, Trump will go get all that fucking I'm back validation. That's exactly his personality. I'm unbanned. Come.
It's also like it's also like it doesn't matter what he like. Of course, he's gonna say that now, but if they unban him, he's just gonna because nothing he says like he's like a post-truth person, Like, and I'm not trying to be like conspiratorial or like that. Just like he doesn't have to. He just does whatever. It's like a new day is born, and he just is anything he's done previously. Yeah,
that seems such like a liberating way to live. I wish I could be like that. And it's just like, imagine you get in a huge argument with your partner, and the next day you just wake up and you're like, yeah, what are you talking about? I mean, we're good.
Yeah, right. Just totally pretend like everything's fine.
I didn't say it. Just gaslighting the entire world.
Gaslight everyone every day.
Wow. How does you think that feels? Like, do you think you have to take like pharmaceuticals to achieve that level of not giving a shit? Or I guess people just
I think if you're just like have a personality disorder that's like in the correct way, in like the right, like your personality is a certain way, you have a certain disorder, it's just like that's like the way. Like he clearly has some kind of narcissism. I mean, I've been following him for years and years and years, and I mean that man is just like a textbook in a lot of ways, like narcissist.
I'm looking at the waveform and the way that Ashley and I both said yeah in the exact same time. It's amazing. Do you think that any pharmaceuticals, or actually, now that I think of it, there's a meme that goes around about Donald Trump taking LSD, and then he has like a long beard and shit, and he's like,
do you
changed.
Do you think acid could cure NPD?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, do y'all? I don't know. I
give them empathy. I don't know. That would be interesting, actually. Maybe
I don't think be a nightmare for anybody with
around.
Well, anybody around, but because they'd have to deal with that person. But like, imagine having to be like, imagine like a narcissist having to like confront themselves. In a way, like it'd be introspective for any amount of time.
That's really basically the problem with that entire thing, is that you would have to willingly take it with the intention of doing all that, which of course no narcissist, I mean, that is, being validated and successful as their self, they're not going to go that route. Why would they? Why would Donald Trump sit down and take an acid trip and say, I want to become less of a shithead? Like, it's just never going to happen.
I mean, there's got to be people with NPD that have. I would be so curious as to like what that kind of effect is, because I remember.
I think your life has to go into shambles. I think you have to like have a reason to seek help or feel like you want to make a difference. Donald Trump is not in that position. Like he can, he's got years of like faking it right now before he gets to that point.
But can narcissists even do that though?
Do what?
Like, can they get to a point where they're like,
self-aware?
I need help. Yeah. I'm hurting people. Like, because my understanding of it is that like they're one of the hardest conditions to treat, because they can never get to that point, like by design, like their brains simply can't.
They're difficult to treat, and they don't diagnose very often because they never check themselves in, because they think they act like everything's fine. Some of them are self-aware to the point where like they kind of know that they're putting on a front deep down, but some of them, like Donald Trump, maybe not so much. So like I'm wondering if like his issues, or people like that have issues that are so deep seated that they take acid and they just feel like king of the world, and like they can like move the clouds and shit. I don't know. I wonder. But I have seen that before, where there are people with NPD who go to therapy and like talk about it and stuff like that.
And get better? Have you seen that? Or
Supposedly, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. When I read about it, like I'm no mental health expert at all, but that was like the most terrifying disease or like mental disorder. Sorry, it was just horrifying. Like to not be able to, like, everything is completely driven by insecurity, but like in like a weird self-reflective way that doesn't allow you to like actually self-reflect. It's just like a
It's a
visceral
cope.
reaction constantly.
Yeah.
You're just always in some kind of mode to like deal with your own empty insecurity.
There's nothing
emptiness,
wrong with me. Everybody else sucks. Everybody else is stupid.
yeah, and also thinking everybody else is also like that, and they're also trying to fuck you over
wow.
too. So it's just like this. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think when you get down to the the DSM-5 definition of that, it's like I think it's very easy to like cast that onto people, but I don't know a lot of
and that's
overuse it for sure.
Oh yeah, and that's a complaint I have where people like throw around the word narcissistic all the time, because it's just like it's also one of those things that's like a gradient. Like people can have like certain aspects of their personality that might be disordered and might be similar to like NPD, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have NPD, and you can't just call someone who's kind of arrogant a narcissist. Like that's not
right. Yeah. Every ex is not a narcissist. It's just not. Right. It's statistically impossible.
Yes, exactly. So,
well, that throws my whole plan of dosing Donald Trump out the window, because we know that wouldn't go well. It would be
funny. It would be funny.
It would be funny.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with Elon Musk. I honestly mostly try to avoid Elon Musk interviews because I just kind of find them annoying. Like
a sentence. I mostly try to avoid. What are they just walking by? Are they just approaching you in your daily life? And you're like,
if I see, because they push them hard on like YouTube and other stuff like that.
Okay.
Like
I was gonna say I've actually never seen an Elon Musk interview ever.
Oh, okay. I also just like watch a lot of like interviews and shit too. So it's probably getting pushed to me specifically. But I usually don't, because like I don't even like. He's not that annoying. Actually, he's not as annoying as like his internet presence, which is like supremely irritating. But like when you actually listen to him talk, he's not like that annoying. But he only, people dick ride him so hard, and especially the interviewers. I don't know if he like specifically seeks out these people, but they're absolute sniveling dick riders. Like they are sycophants. Like, and I can't stand like listening to them interview him. I'm like, press him on things. Stop sucking his dick. Like press him on.
Well, I think you have a point. He probably won't agree to an interview to anybody that was going to even remotely do that. Like
who didn't do that as much was Joe Rogan. That's I hate to say it, but he isn't like he pushes back on people. I'll give him that. But man, they get these fucking morons that just like suck his fucking dick every single interview. It's so annoying. But they asked him in this one interview, right? Sorry, they asked him in this one interview if he.
I had to take a quick tangent just to like.
Sorry, so they asked him. Like, the guy goes like, "Well, some people would take it," after like sucking him off the whole interview. He's like, "Well, some people might take issue with the fact that."
This is the worst version of sucking off I've ever heard Matt talk about. Like, what is happening right now? Normally we celebrate sucking off on this show.
We usually do, but not this time. It just grueling this motherfucker's balls all interview for 40 minutes, and then he finally is like, "Well, some people, not me, think that billionaires should not exist. They think that you shouldn't exist." The framing of this question was insane, right? And Elon's like reply was, "I think there's just a fundamental. It's a misunderstanding. They have a fundamental misunderstanding of like what it means to be a billionaire. I'm not personally consuming billions of dollars worth of stuff. In fact, I don't even have a house." I don't know if you saw the headline where he claimed that he didn't have a house. Yeah, so this was in that same interview.
He sleeps in his friend's guest room.
Which, by the way, is most likely so he doesn't have to pay property taxes.
Yeah.
So just something to think about when you have a bunch of billionaire friends with tons of different houses. You can just sleep in their fucking houses.
How annoying would that fucking be?
Just having Elon Musk.
Can I sleep at your house again tonight? I just don't want to claim property tax.
Yeah. You'd never say
Can I borrow your toothbrush too? I forgot it. It's in my other billionaire friend's house. Use your deodorant too, dog. I'm sorry.
He's just already using it. He doesn't even ask. He's just using it already. Elon, man, come on. I'll get you a new one, bro. But he never does.
Okay, here, take my cowboy hat in exchange.
What's confusing to me, because I feel like, am I crazy, or is it really hard to get banned on Twitter?
It's pretty hard, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's harder than
threaten violence.
Right. And like his whole thing about buying Twitter was for free speech, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
I think that's what he's saying.
More or less, yeah. He also, Jack Dorsey, the creator, one of the co-founders of it, who has a terrible fucking beard, by the way. Fuck his beard.
What?
He said, I just wanted to get that. Was a petty thing, I know, but I wanted to get it out.
Just got to get the beard check in there real quick.
Yeah. Fuck your beard if you hear this, Jack. Fuck you. Ugly ass beard.
Just shave, bro. Just shave
your fucking
trim
beard,
that
bro.
shit.
But he was like, Jack Dorsey was all about this fucking. He was like, yes, thank God for Elon. Thank God Elon is buying Twitter. He's just going to be the singular savior of Twitter. But yeah,
I saw Jack Dorsey made a headline for tweet. I don't know if it was tweeting, but anyway, posted on something that the Radiohead song "Everything in Its Right Place" as a response to Elon. Yeah. But and I just saw a picture of Jack Dorsey with this shitty fucking long, anthrax
ugly ass fucking
guy, long beard.
Now I gotta look at it.
Tom York and then Elon Musk, and they chose the picture with the hat and the sunglasses. And somewhere, I think it was in C-SPAN, I said nightmare blunt rotation because nothing against Tom York, but I mean, I don't know.
So bad. So look, listen. I'm a Radiohead apologist, so I feel like Tom York doesn't deserve that. He doesn't, Everything in Its Right Place is a great song. Come on. Just because he's also a aging Gen Xer doesn't mean he needs to be roped in.
Yeah, what's wrong? He's got a weird eye. Be nice to him. He didn't do anything wrong.
He's got a ptosis. I mean, nobody has it. I just think I'm trying to imagine what it's like to like hang out with Tom York, and I'm just wondering if he's like, you're just like chilling, and then all of a sudden he's like next to his keyboard, and he's like,
and Johnny Greenwood's like, oh my God, hold on, yes,
hold on. I mean, I like Radiohead. They had a very meaningful impact on my life growing up. But yeah, I mean, Tom York is a very like yeah,
and he is that.
I like Radiohead. So. I like.
Did you ever watch the movie that he like made for Netflix?
No, I don't think so.
It sucks.
Oh. Okay, then I won't watch it.
Yeah, that's why we haven't heard of it. I mean, if it was good, we would definitely know what you're talking about.
He does a lot of that, though. He does a lot of the.
I mean, he's an amazing singer, but it's just
he is.
It's just a thing, It's like, can you imagine like you're smoking a blunt with Tom York, and all of a sudden he just gets inspired, and he just starts whining and shit, and you're like, Tom, please pass the blunt, dude. Like,
weird fishes. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
Legs spinning, please. Can I hit it? Can I just hit it? Can you sing it after you pass the blunt? Tom York.
He just hits it again and just puts it to his left again and starts doing it.
Singing with the smoke blowing out, just like, yeah. Sorry to all the Radiohead fans out there. Well, I don't know where to go from here because we just have time for one more story before we wrap up, and I can't decide if it should be about the sloppy.
The what?
I've never pronounced that word that way before. I was trying to say sloppy, but I said slippy. Sloppy.
Oh,
Ookie.
Yeah. Sloppy Russian propaganda says Nazi assassins own The Sims 3, which is a lot to unpack.
This is a good one.
Let's just go into this. We'll just go. There's no alternative. We'll just talk about it.
All right. So this, I really like this one because it like, I don't know if it's true, but sometimes the propaganda be hitting though, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so what appears to have happened is that, you know how the Russian narrative, Russian state narrative is that they're denazifying Ukraine, right? They're killing the Nazis, they're getting rid of the Nazis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they've been trying to like put forth like evidence that they're killing the Nazis and they're Nazis. So they found they published a picture saying, "Oh, they tried to assassinate somebody in Russia, and here's all the paraphernalia we found." And I think what is speculated is that they asked the guy, whoever stooge they asked to get the stuff. They got like, you know, a red T-shirt with a big swastika on it, a bunch of different stupid shit, and then for some reason, 3 copies of The Sims. So what we think probably happened was maybe they said SIM cards, you know, like an assassin might use in burner phones, but there was some confusion, and they purchased The Sims.
Yeah, I want to read this one line from the article. It says, on Twitter, the veracity of the sting operation came into question, quote unquote. I genuinely believe this is a dumb FSB officer being told to get 3 Sims. Instead bought The Sims 3.
Yep. I really want it to be true, but I mean, there's so much misinformation that it might not be, but it just is really funny.
As most stories that we talk about on the show, as we later find out, or hopefully more recently, we've been self-critiquing these as we read them on the show. It's probably not real, but it's brilliant if it was, manufactured. It's fucking hilarious.
God, dude, imagine an assassin wearing a bright red T-shirt with a swastika. Like, what the fuck, man? That's, you know what an assassin is? Like,
also, like, when you take this picture of all the stuff, like, it's like, you know, the one that's so memed where the cops are lined up around the table and they have like a few weed pipes and like a, you know, dime sack or something. So this is the equivalent of that. Why the fuck would you put The Sims in this picture? Like, at what point do you think, like, yes, this is proving the the point that we're trying to make here, that we are wiping out Nazis and gamer? Maybe that's it. They're wiping out
the
gamers.
Nazi gamers. Yeah. I do love the that there's also, I don't know if you can see the picture, but there's appears to be a green wig. So this assassin is wearing a green wig on top of the
I can't see
bright
that
red
now.
Nazi shirt. Yeah, green wig.
Right, cross-dressing Nazi gamer.
Yeah, cross-dressing.
Did this Nazi have pronouns too? Is that what they're trying to do?
Definitely have pronouns.
They're also trying to, you know.
Oh, they're gay Nazis too.
Sabotage the LGBT plus community here. Yeah. Wow.
That's my favorite contradiction of the in the Russian narrative too, is that the Ukrainians are Nazis, but also too pro LGBTQ. Nazis famously pro LGBTQ.
Yeah. A lot of LGBTs in the Nazi community, as we know.
Yeah, yep. Many such cases, as they say.
Wow. Not much else to say about that, I guess. So that does leave us time to touch on one last story. Probably not a lot to say about it, but apparently this has actually been in the works for a while now. I guess President Joe Biden wants to ban menthol cigarettes. Joe Brandon, we're going to fuck him, as one does. Right. Let's fuck Brandon. Is that what the saying is?
Let's blow Brandon.
Let's fuck Brandon. That's what they were saying at the NASCAR thing. So, I mean, I actually listened to a story about this on NPR, and it just gave me a call back here. I can't remember what it was, but it was something Ashley said that I was going to say. Ashley's entering her lib arc. So listeners of the episode will probably get that call back while I don't. But this is my lib arc where I listen to NPR in the car to pick up my kids, and they talk about banning menthol cigarettes. I find this really weird because all the rhetoric about it is that, like, oh, menthol cigarettes, they like taste better. So it means like
No, they
it's
don't.
more easy for you to get. Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
No,
they taste bad in their own way. But yeah, I guess like it was surprising to me. I thought that the original justification for banning them was that there was like fiberglass or something in them that was more harmful. So for me to hear that, like, oh no, it's just that because they're more like pleasing cigarettes to smoke, we should ban them because they're encouraging people to smoke more. Like, I mean, this is a crazy angle to me. Like, I'd never heard this before.
I think it just proves that the FDA is racist.
Well, no, I was going to say because
prove that you're racist.
No, Al Sharpton.
What are you talking about?
Al Sharpton.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
Came out and he was just like wait, what did he say? Saying the ban would lead black smokers to tamper with cigarettes or use unregulated herbal menthol varieties, which would promote criminal activity.
Wow. The black market for menthol cigarettes is about to go fucking crazy.
That's how much black men love menthol, apparently, that they would do crimes for it. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was crazy. Another part of this story was just like how, since the 60s that menthol cigarettes have been heavily marketed toward, African-American communities. Yeah. And I also question that as well. Like, I'm like wondering, I feel like as someone who is not an African-American, I don't actually know why African-American people smoke menthol cigarettes. Is it because a bunch of marketing agencies told them to smoke them, or is there something else going on here? It
tastes good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Cool fucking cigarettes. I've always enjoyed every, Cool and Camel Crush.
Camel Crush ruled, man.
That just made me super white.
Camel Crush was so fucking good. And Frost, dude, fuck yeah.
I like popping the little thing, but that's it. That's the most gratification I get out of it.
I loved it. As a non-smoker, that was like, that was my go-to. If somebody had those like outside a bar, I'd be like, come on, can I get one?
So I feel like this is the conversation we're not having here. Like, what was the demographic for the Camel Crush cigarettes? And, what are white people going to do to get that little pop?
What am I going to smoke when I'm high on cocaine is what I'm mostly worried about, because it's just so much better. I'm going to do crimes.
Tic Tacs into the filter of my fucking cigarettes and just biting them so I can get that Camel Crush fix, like this has been banned by the FDA.
I mean, I guess I would be concerned. And I don't know if maybe this is what Al Sharpton was saying, is that are they going to criminalize menthol?
Yeah, they probably do what they normally do, and like they wouldn't criminalize somebody, they wouldn't like arrest somebody that's smoking it or something like that, but it's anybody that sells it would get.
They would just like put them in a chokehold for a long time until they can't breathe anymore,
which is totally normal and fine. Yeah.
God damn it!
Sarcasm. I don't actually think that.
Wow, Ashley. Okay.
Disclaimer, get in there, right?
All right. On that note.
Oh my God! No, wait.
Wow. All right.
Do we need a palate cleanser before we wrap the episode? Because we got, you know what? Let's do it. We got one thing submit. I want to do this because I appreciate all of our homies in the Succ shame posting. This was an image submitted by the homie Love Roberto David Williams, super homie, but he put this image in the group, which I don't really know what the source of it is, but it has two, kind of like
pillars.
What do you call obelisk pinnacles? And one is autoerotic act, and the other one is normal marital act. And I have a lot of issues with this particular drawing. But just to give a description to the listeners, the one on the left, the autoerotic act, so jerking off, right? That's what we're talking about here. It starts with a very, very small sliver of anticipation. It moves on to quote unquote self-gratification with no union. Then there's a really long, like the longest part of it is climax, which is kind of weird to me. And then there's a nice little point of which should to me be post-nut clarity, but it says guilt, shame, self-reproach. Now in comparison, there's a very large, much bigger penis. I'm sorry, obelisk on the right called normal marital act, and it has about the same amount of anticipation. But then the arrow doesn't make any sense where there's like an area between anticipation and self gratification where it has love, play, contact, and intromission. Which I've never heard intromission before.
Just putting the head in, I think, that's.
Oh, just the tip. Then it has coitus, and it for some reason needs to both say coitus and sexual union in parentheses.
If you're confused.
A shorter version of climax, which is weird to me. Why is the climax shorter on this side? And then finally,
because you had so much love play.
Oh, right.
You definitely my favorite part of sex is love play. I love play.
And then once again, lacking any mention of post-nut clarity, it says relaxation, satisfaction, spiritual fusion, which the tip of both of these bothers me a lot. I feel like they should be the same. Like, why is there so much guilt, shame, self-reproach?
I think anticipation, the small anticipation, that should be the same size as, climax should be that size. As a penis haver, I mean, climax, it takes up most of the fucking thing. That's not how that works. I wish that's how it worked. That's not how it works. And then the size of climax should be the guilt, shame, and self-reproach. A bunch of that.
Yeah.
That's the best part, though.
I do find I take particular problem with both of these representations of sex just being like penis symbols. Like, what's that about? Like,
very misogynistic and heteronormative. And
when do we get the tunnels and the holes that represent?
The holes.
I like the anticipation part too, because like, who is just like, God, I can't wait to get home and jerk off. Like, is that a thing that
I think? There are many, prepubescent boys that probably are like that.
Oh, that's true.
And knowing myself at that age, I was raring to go home.
I can't wait to be in a room by myself. Please go away right now, Dad.
Leave me alone.
Dad, I'm in a bad mood.
I need to be alone.
Why are your socks so hard? Get away from me! I hate you.
I hate you. Yeah, this explains a lot to all those parents out there struggling with your kids. Don't worry, they just want you to go away so they can have anticipation. They want the anticipation to end. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to say what they're doing. They can do a lot of things by themselves. They just want you to go.
So. They want to auto coitus. Yeah.
They want the no union, which is understandable. I want no union a lot of times of the day. I never have that ever. So.
I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry that you don't have time for self-gratification.
Shut up.
You need to get some more love play in your life.
You're right. I'm going to do that right after the show.
Maybe some intro mission.
Yeah, I'm going to go Google that one. Urban Dictionary, that one.
Intromission.
All right. Well, thank you, Roberto David Williams. Love to Roberto. He's a huge homie, which is a great way to just throw it to. This is the 37th episode of The Succ. And if you've been enjoying the show, make sure you go join the group where we find gems like this. We share them with each other. We have a good time. The Succ Shame Posting. And also support us on our Patreon, which is patreon.com/The Succ, so that one day we might, possibly make less than minimum wage to record these episodes.
I'd be happy with minimum wage at this point.
Yeah, that would be tight. We got a long way to go, y'all. Help us out. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. Oh, okay.